Hi guys, so back to where we stopped. Today we'll be learning about constants and variables in Swift, right? So first let's learn about constants. What are they? So you can just create a comment like that by putting these two backslashes and just slashes. Then you can just do a space and then type in constants. And you want it. Constants, right? Press enter. And secondly, for our constants, so constants are values that can be just modified. So you can just create a constant Swift by typing in let. So as you can see, the Swift Xcode tells me by default that let means Swift let declaration. That means that you can just declare a constant by the keyword let. And then after that, you have named it and you have declared it. Just press a space bar and then type the name of the constant you want. So I'm going to just type any constant. So you guys might be like wondering, why is he just typing this letter capital? So this is called the camel case, and this is necessary for coding in Swift. Like there are some kind of rules. So just get down here and typing a new topic, naming convections. Press enter. So for naming, you need to use the camel case. So first, let's go and create a multi-line comment, and to do that, you put a slash, then the star, and press enter. And you can just type anything you want in here. So I'll just type rules. Use camel case. So that's how you type in. So basically, if you want to say this in English, like camel case, if you want to type camel case in English, you'll be like typing in camel and the spacing, and then just typing in case. So that's wrong. Swift doesn't accept it, and to name any constant or variable, it's a rule that you just can't leave a space between them. Either you can just not leave the space between them if you're naming variables. Swift will accept it, but I recommend you using the camel case. So what is in camel case? So after you're ending in word, suppose camel is one word and case is one word. So you can be like, after finishing one word, the first letter of the first word should be in lowercase, and the first letter of the second word should be in uppercase. So that's how camel case. Suppose I'm finished with the compound word camel case. I could just be like typing camel case in Swift. So you can just be like carrying on this thing, like in every word after the second word, you can just be like typing this in uppercase. So that's the camel case. So use camel case. Second, never leave space while naming a constant or variable. Sorry guys, variable. Like that. So these two are the basic rules. Let's just come back here to constants. Oh yeah, I just didn't finish the multi-line comment. This keeps on happening with me. So you can just be doing a backspace, then again put a star right here and put a slash again. So yes, you're just done with a multi-line comment. So yes, you wrote your first multi-line comment. Then you have to, that was my phone, sorry. So then you can be like, name it, let any constant is equals to, you can just put in any value you want. So we can just be like putting in a string, like hello world. So basically, what's a string? You guys might be wondering what's a string. So let's learn about them. So first, go to this untitled page 2. name it as types and remove this thing up. So first of all, we will learn about strings. Now, what are strings? So strings are any code, any line of code or block of code that's written between these two braces. So hello world, between them is a string. So if you want to talk to Swift, so as you can see, it's just printed here. Hello world, it's just printed here. If you're like typing it without these two apostrophes, it's just gonna give you an error. That one. As you can see, it's just giving me an error right here that consecutive statements in a line must be separated by this. So if these are statements, it's understanding that we are just writing a statement. So yeah, we're not there yet. So it's still about what statements on a line are and for the videos. So Swift won't accept it. It will give you an error if you're not typing in hello world as a string between these two braces. So that's the basic rule of what are strings then. So yeah, we learned what are strings. So yeah, I'm telling Swift that I am naming a constant, let any constant, this constant, let constant holds a value hello world. So as you can see, just printed here. And if I'm like, I want to call this constant, so I will just like string any constant. So type it, it's just gonna print any hello world for me right here. So that's how Swift works, and these are the constants. So let's learn about variables. What are variables? So if I'm trying to, you can name a variable by just using the keyword var. So Swift variable declaration is just shown here. Same as a constant. You can name it as any variable. Is equals to, you can type in anything you want. So I'll just be like hello world. Oh guys, so I forgot to put in, type these hello world in, better words, and I forgot just to put an exclamation mark right here. So you can just modify these lines by just typing in any variable right here, and then you can be like putting an equals to sign right here. This means that you are assigning a value to this variable again. So this equal to signs means that you are assigning hello world, this string, to the constant, any constant, right? And same as here. So this equal to signs means that you are assigning the string hello world to the variable, any variable, right? So you can be like typing to modify this variable, as variable means a thing that can vary. So just be like modifying it, giving it a string hello world, and putting back the exclamation mark. So if I'm like just printing so as you can see, just modified it up and it's showing me like the perfect hello world as I wanted it. Oh, that was my phone again. So if you want to be like, if you're like printing any variable here, it's gonna give you this hello world string without the exclamation mark. And if you're printing after this, it's gonna give you this string with the exclamation mark. So before modifying, you get the string without the exclamation mark, and after modifying, as you can see, when I modified it right here, you just get the string with the exclamation mark. So if I want to make this if I want to modify this constant, what will happen? So if I'm like naming it any constant, and if I'm putting an equal to sign here, and if I try to put some stuff in here, it's just gonna give me an error like that. The cannot assign value to any constant is a let constant. So you just can't assign any value to a constant. So that means that if you have assigned a constant once, this constant is gonna hold this value forever, and globally forever it will just hold this value. And variables are like, they can be very modified. So if I made a mistake right here, so I can just verify it, but modify it by any variable, just naming the variable, you just don't need this keyword, right? If you're like just putting the keyword right here, it's again gonna give you this error that you have already named a redeclaration. So it will just give an error that you are redeclaring a variable. So that's not possible because you have already declared the variable. So guys, that's it. So that was about variables. So you can just modify it by typing the variable name, putting it equals to sign, and reassigning a string to it, right? So, and these are the rules for naming conventions. So now you know the difference between variables and constants. So let's get to types again. So string is one type. Then you've got other types like you probably know about integers. What are they? Numbers. Like you probably love speaking with like numbers. So in Swift, it's not like numbers. They are called int. They're known as ints. So what are ints? So these are just like numbers, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that. And if you're like, it's gonna just give me an error that consecutive statements must be separated by variables. If I'm like doing this, it's not gonna give me an error. So yeah, it just prints the ints right here. And there are booleans. So if you're coding before, you must know about the true and false values. So they're known as booleans. True and false. So the Xcode just re-shows you that it's the bool value that you're you're typing. So yeah, you can just check it out. So that are booleans, and then you have double. So yeah, the thing that you call the decimal numbers in Swift, they're known as doubles. So let me just get to name this thing up. So that are doubles. So doubles are like 23.8. That's a double. Another example like 28.5, 14.6, anything like that. So any number, any integer with a decimal point is known as double. So these are the types, and you can use them in constants and variables. So if I'm like declaring a boolean in it, it's like be like true, bool constant. And then if I like using double in this one, just go 22.8. So it's showing that it's true. Anytime I print any constant, it's just gonna be true. So I'm getting an error that any variable. So it's giving me this error because I declared this variable with the type double, and I am modifying it with the type string. So that's not possible. If you're like declaring a variable right here and it's the of type double, so if I'm like redeclaring it, I mean reassigning another value to it, so it should be of type double. So you can just fix it by typing any double value right here. And any constant. So yeah, I just tried to print any constant that does not exist because I renamed that constant. So now it's gonna give me true. So that's it. You can make use of these types and any constant and variables. So today we learned about types and constants and variables. So yeah, that's it for this video. Please do like, subscribe, share, and comment.